Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear scholars of MPhil Educational Leadership and Policy Studies, you are welcome in semester spring 2020. This is Dr. Ijaz Ahmad Utla, and I'm here to assist you as a resource person in the course having title Performance Evaluation and Educational Personnel. This course is of 3 credit hours and course code is EDUC 5128. In this course, we are supposed to, from you, that students will be able to learn about the following. Number one, in the end of this course, you will be able to develop conceptual and operational definitions of teacher evaluation. Students will understand the purpose and methods of evaluation and the ethical dimensions of evaluation. You will be able to understand teachers' roles and responsibilities. Students will be able to apply national professional standards for teachers in Pakistani schools, to identify the types of training need by evaluators, to understand role of teacher evaluation in maximizing student achievement, use multiple data sources of teacher evaluation, understand teacher evaluation in Pakistani context, to value indicators of principal evaluation in American and Pakistani context. Last but not the least, you will be able to review various instruments of measuring staff performance. In this course, we have to study the following contents. This course is almost comprised of 15 units, and luckily we do have 15 weeks in this semester. So I think so in 1 week, in a session of 3 hours class, I mean with 2 tutorials, we will cover 1 unit. Here the first unit is about introduction to teacher evaluation. Herein we will study the concept of evaluation, the process, methodology, types, components, role of evaluator, and any drawbacks of evaluation process and stations. In Unit 2, we will study teachers' roles and responsibilities regarding evaluation, how they play their role to make some effective evaluation and performance of the teachers. In Unit 3, classroom-based assessment for teacher and learning will be discussed. We will study in Unit 4 the client survey teacher evaluation. Here different surveys will be shared with you, and a mock practice of conduction of survey I will advise you to conduct and share your results. Student achievement and teacher evaluation will also be discussed. In Unit 6, we have to teach teacher self-evaluation. What is the process of self-evaluation for teachers, how they can evaluate themselves. And in Unit 7, using multiple data sources in teacher evaluation. At present, there are different prevailing data sources across the world. So we will discuss some of them, how they are administered, and how we can uh, take benefit of those certain sources. Then we will discuss teacher evaluation models, Darenson framework for teaching, and Robert Mazzano model, and Bill and Melinda Gates model. These three models will be discussed in detail. Then in Unit 9, teacher evaluation in Pakistan. What is the process of evaluation in Pakistan at school level, college, university? What is the mm, personal evaluation report? What is the appraisal system? How they are evaluated, methodology, process, objectives, needs, drawbacks, flaws, recommendations, all of the things regarding evaluation in Pakistan will be discussed. Accordingly, we will study how we apply the national professional standards for teachers in Pakistan and role of Directorate of Staff Development and Teacher Evaluation. Its previous name, currently it is known as the Qaeda Academy for Staff Development. Studies selected from Pakistani perspective, different case studies will be discussed over here. Moreover, in Unit 10, we will discuss principal evaluation of framework, prevailing framework that is recommended by the bodies and curriculum developers and being used by different institutions. And we will overview principal performance standards, and in Unit 12, essential components of a principal evaluation system will be discussed. Here in Unit 13, we will study documenting principal performance. What is the process of communication and documentation and preserving records? In Unit 14, principal performance rubrics we will study, and a practice will also be needed to fill in performance for pharma using these rubrics. And in mind, in Unit 15, we will study measuring non-teaching staff performance. To cover this content, teacher taught lectures, online lectures will be uploaded on the Google Classroom. Alongside, students have to make some assignments, some quizzes, and have to make queries as well about the topics, content, and the concepts uh, not clear to you. So don't wait the last moment to ask the things. Whenever you feel the content is not clear to you, write to me, email, you can chat on Google Classroom. you can write in WhatsApp group. I will respond that. Assessment criteria of this program will be followed as per the university rules. Moreover, for your convenience and to support you, relevant books, research, articles, and suggested readings are given in the end of this course outline. These all articles and relevant material is available online. Moreover, you can contact library. So in the library, almost all sources are available for your convenience. Different peer-reviewed journals can be accessed where most of the articles have been published, uh, where things have been discussed at large. Accordingly, I would like to share weekly program plan for this course. As you know, in every semester, we do have 15 to 16 weeks for content delivery. So in this course, there are 15 units and we do have 15 weeks in a semester. Therefore, I have divided unit-wise content in week. So almost one unit we have to cover in 1 week. For example, in first week, we will completely discuss the introduction to teacher evaluation. In second, teacher role and responsibilities, and so on. Before final examination, your summative assessment, I would like to have an overview of this course with you, but it will be done only on the basis of your queries, your questions, and on the basis of your need. So, uh, as far as your as far as this content is concerned, I have told in detail the introduction of this course, and I have shared my weekly plan, how we have to execute and proceed for this. So keep in mind not to wait for the last moment in any case. Rather, it is accessibility to the material on Google Classroom or access to the tutorial class, that is the recorded lecture, or any type of the material, relevant material you need for this course. Do write me, do convey me, do ask me due in time so as to meet your need. I think so. Now it's the time to share with you the lecture material. So I am going to share with you the first unit. As I discussed that The first unit is about the introduction of teacher evaluation. So, first of all, I would like to discuss about the importance and need of teacher with you, as the different researchers in their research, the effect of teacher on longitudinal students' achievement. They explored that years of research have proven that the things schools can do for their students matter more than giving them effective teacher. A few years with effective teacher can put even the most disadvantaged students on the path to college. At the same time, a few years with ineffective teachers can deal students an academic blow from which they may never recover. That's why teachers matter, teachers matter. Accordingly, most of the researchers have explored that the effect of increases in teacher quality swamps the impact of any other educational investment, such as reductions in class size. Goldhaber in 2009 explored this. Accordingly, Sandra 1997 said, more can be done to improve education by improving the effectiveness of teachers than by any other single factor. I think so. It's very true. It's ground reality. Accordingly, there is also some other point of view of other researchers about teacher, like Gordon Nee and Stager in 2006 stated that having a top quartile teacher rather than a bottom quartile teacher 4 years in a row could be enough to close the black-white test score gap. Accordingly, Rivkin, Hashik, and Kane in 2002 stated in their study that having a high quality teacher throughout elementary school can substantially offset or even eliminate the disadvantage of low socioeconomic background. So this is about the importance and role of teacher in the daily life of our institutions. Now I will discuss the concept of evaluation. In every walk of life, the process of evaluation takes place in one or the other form. If the evaluation process is eliminated from human life, then perhaps the aim of life may be lost. It is only through evaluation that one can discriminate between good and bad. The whole cycle of social development revolves around evaluation process. That's why evaluation process is necessary in system of education so as to develop the efficiency of teachers and effectiveness of teachers. Resultantly, our school system, our students, our learner will be benefited. In education, how much a child has succeeded in his aims can only be determined through evaluation. Thus, there is a close relationship between evaluation and aims. Without evaluation, One cannot grade, assess, and evaluate. Teacher evaluation is defined as teacher evaluation is defined as a systematic procedure for reviewing the performance of a teacher in a classroom and analyzing the review to provide constructive feedback for the teacher's professional growth. So, teacher evaluation is basically meant for teachers' professional growth. We have another definition of teacher evaluation, that is a systematic procedure for reviewing the performance of a teacher in a classroom and analyzing the review to provide constructive feedback for the teacher's professional growth. Principals and administrative staff members are traditionally involved in evaluating a teacher. The people involved in evaluation of teacher are principal, administration staff, and members of administrative staff. Accordingly, aspects such as students' performance in terms of classwork, the records maintained by teacher, daily or weekly lesson plans are considered while evaluating a teacher. It is one of the most vital elements for a thorough career development of a teacher and maintains the quality of education. So, to enhance the quality of education, evaluation process plays a vital role. Why teacher evaluation? Teacher evaluation can be an opportunity for genuine professional learning when organized around clearly established and accepted standards of practice. Teacher evaluation offers an opportunity for educators to reflect seriously on their practice and promote learning. So in the result of teacher evaluation, what happened? Standard of practice is raised. Opportunity is provided to the educators to reflect seriously on their practice. And finally, they promote learning. Focus of teacher evaluation. According to Jolati, curriculum director and administrator believes that teacher evaluation should be student focused, are linked to classroom performance rather than solely observing the teacher. So not only observation of teacher is known as teacher evaluation, it also involves the student's focus. Up to what extent the teacher has focus on the students or is linked with the classroom performance. Evaluation help teachers in the way to align their goals with the school's vision and mission. That is necessary component. To engage in professional learning programs, to upgrade skills along with educational improvements, to monitor the students' learning more effectively, to reflect or do self-evaluation. So here these 5 ways help the teacher to evaluate the students. And these are also the 5 ways equally fine to evaluate teacher. There are some steps to can be conducted for meaningful teacher evaluation. We know traditionally teacher evaluation is conducted by a principal, department head, or a teacher evaluator who observes how teacher handles a class with the help of checklists. Other factors like assessments, lesson plans, daily records, and student outputs are also taken into account. In addition, the classroom handling and student output, active participation and engagement from both of the students and faculty members should also be considered. So in this case, step one is be the right evaluator. According to Nelson, the most important part of the teacher evaluation framework is the third domain, that is instruction, teaching. So students should be intellectually involved in the learning process through activities. As you go along with evaluation, remember to make unbiased, accurate, and consistent judgments based on the learning evidence. Step two is to engage all teacher leaders. Yes, of course, success of learning is a product of a collaborative effort. That's why all teacher leaders should be actively involved in the process of improving teaching practices. Conduct training and discuss the importance of doing teacher evaluation. By doing this, you will gain the teachers busy in and they will understand that evaluations are performed to help them and not to criticize them. Basically, teachers and educators and all other employees are hesitant uh, regarding their evaluation. They have serious concerns on the role of evaluators. So it must be unbiased, fair, and real time, grounded on the actual settings and actual findings. Step three, look beyond just observing. Evaluators not just have to observe, but they have also perceive in depth. As an effective teacher evaluator should be able to see how students are learning and not just look at what the teacher is doing. There might be look busy doing a thing. So it's need to look into the doing process. Take note of how students interact with teacher during recitations and group discussions. It is an active and fun learning atmosphere. How do students react? Do they get passing scores during assessments? Ideally, conduct formal and informal observations to assess if the teacher is student centered in teaching. These are the very serious questions to be kept in mind in the process of evaluation. So, when the evaluator is on an observation, they should keep in mind all these things. Step 4, reflect with the teacher. Allot some time to sit and talk with the teacher during your post conference. Listen attentively as you encourage teachers to do a self evaluation. This approach can help educators realize their strengths and weaknesses on their own. and prepare them for future promotions and accreditations. Ask them about their daily teaching routine, and if there were changes along the way, talk about their struggle, and feel free to give some recommendations on how they can cope the challenges. Most importantly, always acknowledge educators on a job well done and recognize their eagerness to improve. So, this is the remedy towards improvement. It should be done, take, taken into consideration. Step 5, share best practices. Evaluators should consider different practices, different case studies, different cases should be discussed with them, shared with them. A good evaluator is a great mentor. Provide the teacher your rating and raise some points you would like to discuss. When evaluator do this, he or she raises their points. The learner, the person who is being evaluated, have some confidence. They would like to understand the things. So be honest by telling them their level of proficiency. There is no need to uh, hesitate. This one should be straightforward. New teachers who may have limited experience may need more guidance. As a mentor, you can help them understand their challenges and give them tips on how to overcome those challenges. Focus on areas where the teacher could do better. Encourage them to perform student surveys to determine where in the curriculum their standards are struggling. So it's needed to admire their struggle. Share your best practices by developing strategies for good classroom instructions. Finally, end the session with a good development plan. Criticism is not only a solution of things. When evaluator is going through different components of evaluation plan, so he or she should finally end the session with some good development plan, not only the critical remarks. This has not been done, this not one, this is not needed. How you did this? It was not needed to be incorporated, blah blah blah. It's okay up to now. We will continue in the next session from